Hi, my friends. In our fast-paced world, where time seems to be slipping through our fingers like grains of sand, it is important to understand how we live our lives every moment. In today's video, I'm going to talk about what it means by living in the present and why it's important to awaken our greatness. Living in the present doesn't mean that we let go of all our inhibitions and live for the minute without caring about our future, caring about others, or learning from the past. Living in the present means acknowledging both our success and our mistakes from the past, learning from it, and planning for our future, but not worrying about what's been or concerned about coulda, woulda, shoulda, what will be in the future, but making the most of every moment that's given to us today. If you look at social media, there are many wonderful sites that talk about personal finance and what we ought to do with our money and how we ought to spend it, how we ought not to spend it, what to do to make more money. But you know what's lacking? The importance of how we make the most of our time. Both time and money are important, but without time, money means nothing. So today I'm here as your transformational strategist to talk about why and how we live in the present, based on the lessons from the past, so we can look forward to a brighter tomorrow. Why is that important? My friends, we all want to be great. By great, I don't mean that we want to lord over everybody, but we all, most of us, want to bring out the best version of ourselves so we can be of use for ourselves, our families, our communities, and the world. The first step to achieving this goal is to understand the need to live in this moment and make the best use of every moment. What does that mean? Now, for example, I've scheduled a time to write my blogs and video my blogs every week. And I try to stick to that schedule. But sometimes, I must admit, in the past, if something better comes my way or something that I think is better comes my way, I used to change my schedule and then go be off with the wind doing something else. Now remember, we want to be flexible enough to adapt to change. So if there's something really pressing or important that requires our time, we must be able to change what we're doing and fit the most important things in. But for most of us, that's not the case at all. We just go with what we feel our mind wants to do at that very moment. I'd encourage you to make the best of every moment. Most of the time during your working week, schedule your time in and stick to it where possible. So if that means writing a blog at 5 o'clock in the morning, try to do that. For me, it's also finding work-life balance. What does that mean? It means in the past, when my children come home, I was always stressed out because I hadn't finished my work. And they're stressed out because I'm not spending enough time with them. So what I do now, these days, is I schedule time in, that I only do my work when they're not at home. So that means when they come home, I'm able to spend quality time with them. I play with them, I read books to them, and I do things with them. And that way I'm not feeling guilty that, oh, I'm spending all this time working and I'm not able to spend time with them. And the biggest regret parents get, for example, is not being able to prioritize time for their children, but equally work's important. So then they're stressed out at work, they're stressed out at home, they're stressed out everywhere, and life becomes one big stress. So scheduling time in allows you to do everything to your fullest potential, and it also allows you to have peace with what you do. Scheduling time in also has helped me to do more, because I know now 9 o'clock in the morning I do my blogs, 10 o'clock in the morning I do some writing. And then there are days when I know that my loved ones need me, so I schedule time in that at 10 o'clock on such and such day I'll take this person out for a coffee. But I'm not, then when I am having that coffee, I'm not feeling stressed out that, oh my gosh, I should be doing this, that, or the other thing. But my time is fully invested in the person that I'm talking to. Scheduling time also means that you can get a peaceful night's rest. How many of us, when we are sleeping, we're rolling and tossing and turning and we can't sleep for hours because we feel we haven't finished everything we ought to finish and we're stressed out about it? And that again means you're not living in the minute. So if you do things every moment, when it's sleep time, you know that it's sleep time and we're not going to focus on anything else. So these days, if I can't sleep, I get up, go for 2 rounds around my house, inside my house, around the kitchen bench if I need to, and I keep telling my brain, live in the moment, live in the moment, live in the moment. Now's the time to sleep. Now's the time to sleep. And I calm my spirit so I can live in the moment every second. We're human beings, and sometimes we just don't feel like doing the things we ought to do. Like, for example, sometimes I don't feel like getting up in the morning and exercising, especially on a cold winter's day like today. But what do? I get up, sit in the bed, and tell my mind, now's the time to exercise, now's the time to exercise. And I prepare my mind for it. And the more you do it, your body gets so attuned to it. Living in the moments comes naturally to you. Whether it is being in a busy meeting, like when I'm talking to top executives or anybody really who's looking at transforming their lives, I'm 100% with them. I'm serious when I ought to be serious. But fun, like I can go down the slides in a children's playground and live in the moment, having an awesome time with my friends, with my family, with my kids, without being concerned that almost 50-year-old shouldn't be going down the slides in a children's playground. But that doesn't come easily, or doesn't come if we don't train ourselves to be able to do that. So what am I telling you today? We looked at how time and money is important, but we concentrate too much on just listening about how do we make more money, how do we do this, how do we do that, how do we save up. All that's important. But when we know how to invest our time wisely every moment, do you know the other things like what do we do with our money, what to spend on, what not to spend on, how to make more money, will come easier because we have learned that time is the most important currency we've got in our lives, and that we learn from the past, the goods, and celebrate the goods and learn from the mistakes. So as we look forward to the future, we are prepared. At best, if you live to be 100 years old, you will get 36,500 days. Think about that. 36,500 days if you live to be 100 years old. So make the most of every moment. If you've liked this video, I'd like you to click on subscribe. Please share this video and post in comments the kinds of things you'd like to hear. Time really is the greatest currency of all. So let's learn together how to draw out our greatness by using the most of our time. This is Dr. Jessica.